Imagine a future with no traffic jams. No red lights, no highways, no endless waiting. Your car doesn't drive anymore. It lifts off and flies. Sounds like the perfect solution, right? But here's the uncomfortable truth. Flying cars will not fix traffic. Welcome to Next Era Theory, where we explore futures that look incredible, but don't always work the way we imagine. This is part 1 of a 7-part series on why flying cars may fail at their biggest promise. Most people believe traffic exists because roads are limited. So the solution seems obvious. Escape the ground, use the sky, add a third dimension. More space means less traffic, or so we think. But traffic isn't caused by roads. Traffic is caused by human behavior. Millions of people commuting at the same time to the same places every single day. Whether you drive or fly, demand doesn't disappear. When flying becomes available, it doesn't reduce traffic. It increases it, because suddenly, the sky isn't empty anymore. It becomes crowded, regulated, and limited. So here's the real question. Would you trust thousands of flying cars moving above your city every day? In movies, the sky is always empty. Just a few flying cars, smoothly moving through open space. But here's the truth no one talks about. The sky won't stay empty. It will become the biggest traffic jam humanity has ever created. In part 1, we explained why flying cars don't remove traffic. In part 2, we look at what happens when millions of people try to use the sky at the same time. We think of the sky as infinite, but it isn't. Flying vehicles can't move randomly. They need altitude limits, directional lanes, safe distances. The moment flying cars become common, the sky turns into roads. Commercial airplanes already follow strict air traffic control systems. And that's with only thousands of planes. Now imagine millions of flying cars taking off every morning, landing every evening, crossing paths above cities. The math doesn't work. Every flying car needs more space than a ground vehicle. Vertical spacing, horizontal spacing, emergency clearance. Traffic jams don't disappear. They stack in 3 dimensions. So ask yourself this. Would you feel safe walking through a city with constant traffic overhead? When a normal car breaks down, it pulls over. Traffic slows. But when a flying car fails, it doesn't stop. In part 1, we learned flying cars don't remove traffic. In part 2, we saw how the sky becomes crowded. In part 3, we face the most dangerous question of all. What happens when something goes wrong? Every machine fails, engines fail, software fails, sensors fail. Even the safest airplanes still experience malfunctions. And flying cars won't be an exception. A failure on the ground causes inconvenience. A failure in the air causes gravity to take over. A flying car doesn't just risk its passengers, it risks everyone below it. Streets, buildings, crowds. Now imagine thousands of flying cars above a city every hour. One failure becomes debris. Multiple failures become a disaster. Safety doesn't scale easily when gravity is involved. So here's the question. Would you feel safe living under constant air traffic, knowing that failure is inevitable? Imagine millions of flying cars above a city, moving in perfect order. No collisions, no chaos. Now ask yourself one question. Who is controlling all of them? In part 3, we saw why failure in the sky is dangerous. In part 4, we uncover something even bigger. Flying cars don't just need engines, they need control. Humans already struggle to control today's air traffic. And that's with a limited number of airplanes. Flying cars multiply that number by thousands. In every city, every hour. No human system can manage that. The only possible solution is automation. Artificial intelligence deciding where you fly, when you fly, how fast you fly, and if you fly at all. Your car stops being yours. It becomes part of a system. Safety requires obedience. Freedom creates chaos. To keep the sky safe, flying cars must follow rules instantly, without debate. That means giving up control to something smarter and faster than humans. So here's the question. Would you trust an AI system to control where you can fly and when you're allowed to move? When a new technology arrives, it doesn't belong to everyone. It belongs to those who can afford it, and flying cars will be no different. In the last part, we saw how flying cars need control. In part 5, we face a different problem. Who actually gets to use them? Flying cars are not just cars, they are aircraft. They require advanced materials, constant maintenance, redundant safety systems, and regulatory approval. That price doesn't drop easily. Early flying cars won't replace daily commuting. They'll replace helicopters, rooftop takeoffs, private routes, priority landing zones. The sky becomes premium real estate. While some people fly above traffic, most people stay below it. The gap isn't just financial anymore. It's vertical. And once a system is built this way, it rarely becomes equal later. So let me ask you, would flying cars feel like progress? If only a few people could use them. When we imagine the future, we picture cars flying. But the real future of transportation isn't about moving vehicles faster. It's about moving people smarter. We've talked about traffic, safety, control, and inequality. Now in part 6, we look at what actually works and why flying cars aren't part of it. The biggest breakthroughs won't come from personal vehicles. They come from systems, autonomous public transport, high-speed rail, cities designed for walking, fewer cars, not better ones. In the future, cities won't adapt to cars. Cars will adapt to cities. AI will predict movement. Traffic will be managed before it forms. You won't need to own a vehicle to move freely. Flying cars feel exciting because they promise freedom. But real solutions feel boring because they require coordination. The future isn't individual escape. It's collective design. So here's the question. Would you give up owning a car if a smarter system moved you everywhere effortlessly? We've reached the end of our journey. So, after all the problems, the costs, and the practical alternatives, why do we still believe in flying cars? The answer isn't about technology. It's about a story. Started with a dream. Uncovered the dangers, questioned the control, saw the inequality, and explored the real solutions. Now, we answer the final question. The flying car is a promise of ultimate freedom. It's the idea that you can lift off, leave the system behind, and escape. It's an individual answer to a collective problem. While the world is stuck in traffic, you are above it all. For 100 years, popular culture has sold us this vision. From the Jetsons to Blade Runner, flying cars were the symbol that the future had finally arrived. We don't just want them. We feel like we were promised them. But the real future isn't about individual escape. It's about collective progress. It's less about the vehicle you own and more about the community you are a part of. The dream of the flying car was never about transportation. It was a placeholder for a better world. Now, it's time to design that world for everyone. So, let me leave you with this. What other flying car ideas are we holding on to? Thank you for watching. If this series changed how you see the future, subscribe to Next Era Theory for our next investigation.